Richard, my one big thing this week, we've got some news and updates on the plans for a new resort at Neom that looks pretty excellent. Leyja, which was announced on October 15th, 2023, joins Trojena, of course, and Sindalah as resort vacation-focused destinations at Neom. And so now we have Leyja. So you sort of have the the ski, which is going to be Trojena, and then you have the surf, yachting, golf, beach, which is Sindalah. And now we have Leyja, which appears to be sort of mountain adventure focused. They say steeped in history and mythology, Leyja is a magnificent natural valley carved between 400-meter high mountains. Here, guests will discover 3 stunning luxury high-end boutique hotels nestled within the upper reaches of the valley. Yeah, there's a lot that's intriguing about this offering. Going through it really quickly, so I just mentioned the 3 hotels, the Oasis Hotel, the Adventure Hotel, and the Wellness Hotel, the 3 hotels that they will be building there, each with 40 rooms, I believe. Those simple names belie the renderings for the final product for these 3 places that you can see online. Their designs are futuristic and evocative, strange almost to see, but intriguing. I mean, you have to check it out for yourself. And that, I think, is predictable to match sort of the rest of what's going on at Neom. And I didn't see these images when they came out a few weeks ago. But if you haven't done so, check it out. Actually, go to, and this is my one big thing, go to Habitas' website, because Habitas was named this week, a few days ago, as the manager of these 3 hotels as part of this resort. Since Habitas is doing it, it is likely to have a very similar vibe as their work in Ultra-lux, and they have other resorts around the world. And just getting right into the details about these 3 hotels, I think we learned this week, the Oasis Hotel, Adventure Hotel, Wellness Hotel. And again, check these out, because they're 3 very different looking buildings built into this, looks like a canyon. And it looks like like a futuristic, I don't know how to describe it. You just have to see it. The Oasis Hotel is looks sort of like a mask, like a big mask.
Good luck with this.
You know what? I'm not going to describe it. Just they all look amazing. There's the Oasis, which looks sort of like it's built into the rock face. All 3, I guess, are. And now I realize I'm completely out of my depth trying to describe what they're building. But the announcement that Habitas will be running these resorts is really interesting, because I think we now know a lot about what they will be offering. The resorts will be the type of experience that Habitas can offer, but you can still go and hike around them for a half-day hike, I think is what they're doing, because the architecture should be, according to these designs, something to behold. With Habitas running this project, we learn a lot about what we can expect when these are finished. Unique, expensive, memorable experience, highly curated vibe by the company and the staff, and possibly with architecture, as I just said, that you have to see in real life. And if you've created something that people feel like they have to see in their lifetimes, you're sort of doing the right thing when it comes to developing a tourism destination and as far as future revenue goes, because those are the types of things that you ask other people, hey, have you been to Ultra-lux? It's unlike anything I've ever seen. You got to check it out, etc. I think when taking a look at now Neom broadly, we might be at the point where we have a full or near full picture of the resorts and that piece of it. So Neom will also have Oxagon and the Line, of course, but we now have 3 resorts that will be at Neom that, will offer different experiences from each other, to the point where you might be able to get some beach atmosphere at Sindalah in the morning and ski later in the afternoon at Trojena. This might be the complete trifecta of resort offerings. I have no idea, but that's an excellent baseline for the entire Neom region. Of course, these will also make it attractive for those who are living at Neom, and might sway those who are considering a move to Neom in the future. And yeah, I mean, the news that Habitas will be running these resorts is really quite something. They have a really great tagline. Habitas does, luxury for the soul. It really is befitting. It's high end, super expensive, but also eco and soul conscious. And for example, the Habitas Ultra-lux is just wild and unforgettable. One of the more memorable things I've seen and experienced. And I think that if you have that in Neom, Habitas Neom, which is kind of rolls off the tongue when you think about what they could do there. It's pretty cool. Can't wait to see this.
There is cool YouTube video, What is Leyja, that takes you sort of in through the opening of the canyon off the Red Sea and then through, you know, to the three proposed properties. And it's astounding and it's gorgeous. And it's, it's exactly why. First of all, these are due 2028. So this is what that's what their target date is. And as we've talked about, they may or may not make it, but that's what they're hoping to get to. We remember our section, the segment we did on the Neom architecture, and why, if you were in the business, why it would be so exciting, so fascinating to be part of this. I mean, these things are huge swings. So these are amazing designs into rock faces, and I imagine that they're the type of thing that architecturally you probably have to use things that aren't even created yet, or you're using materials and design that is cutting edge. Just amazing stuff, and what fun to be part of it. And actually, the other thing is there's three of them, and they're all different. One is glassy, kind of Mariah-like, but the other is like a rock outcropping, and another is like a step built into a mountain. Again, if I were an architect, and having an opportunity to sort of let my mind and imagination fly, what an opportunity.
It's really cool, and that they are different is really cool. And the one that you described as the steps, I think that's the adventure one. That looked to me like a slinky on the side of the mountain, but with a perfectly even rungs, kind of. But it did. Now that you said step, I can't unsee step. That's so cool.
I'm sending you the link
Okay.
to that. We can put it in the yeah, very cool, and
Yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah.
If you're
If you're listening to this now, check out
project.
habitas.com. Go to habitas.com and then go to like search for Saudi Arabia. Those are up there now, and all this is going to be there. I don't know if we can include the full video because Google might be like, "Hey, you can't use this." But you know what? This implores our massive hordes of listeners and viewers to flood Habitas's website and give them all of the visits.
Yeah, yeah. And if you on YouTube, it's just What is Leyja? Leyja. Anyway, extremely cool. Lots of fun. I know you love this architecture stuff. I love this architecture stuff too, and it's going to be fun over time to see where it all ends up and how it all shakes out. And it'd be really fun is if we get to go there.
Yes. Yes. I think we'll make it. What's also on brand is just Neom has had a very consistent, like, it doesn't seem not like it just seems really very together. The website has links to all. It's really like very organized. It doesn't seem like they're just kind of making things up as they're going along. And so it just, yeah, I think it would be sweet to go, especially when everything is done and we can play some golf on Sindalah Island, which I can only imagine being exceptional. Anyway,
so when it's all completed, and this is all just right now. No, some of it is much more in pie in the sky, but it's more, it's projected. So when it's all completed, you have Leyja, you have Trojena, you have Sindalah, you have Red Sea, Amala. You're going to have things down in Abha and all this sort of thing. And of course, there's Alula, which is insane. We've both been there. Yours was more luxe than mine, but interestingly, the geography there is probably not as vertical and as high as it is in Neom, where Leyja is, but it's still a sort of the wadis and valleys and that sort of thing. You can see how fascinating it would be to build in there. But would Sindalah be your first choice?
I think so. That's the farthest along, right? That's closer to being complete. Completed.
Second, some of the Red Sea. A couple of
sure.
3 Red Seas will open up later this year, or they're scheduled to.
But those are not affiliated with Neom. Those are separate. Like, correct. That's the Red Sea development, yeah, or Red Sea Global, I should say now, yeah.
Yeah, no. So now, anyway, I mean, it's going to be all right. So here's the second part of that conversation, where we couldn't really choose. You're leaning to Sindalah, but take a step back and listen to this conversation. Not a possibility, not a notion, not a whisper 5 years ago that these were options to go see and stay in Saudi Arabia. That's the beauty of doing the 966 is we're right on time. We're right at the heart of all this, lack of a better word, I won't say it, stuff going on. And so we just rattled off these, 4, 5, 6 amazing destinations. And that's not even the half of it. Again, none of them existed 5 years ago.
So in that way, we are in the present. So we're also in the future and in the past, and we're also in the present. We are right where the rubber meets the road with this. And you're right, it is absolutely amazing. And when Neom was announced, you could maybe imagine some of the potential because there were images and videos shown of the general area. And there was, at the time, and you could see these online, there's nothing, like literally no development at all. But you had some basic stats about average temperatures and the color of the water, and you can let your imagination go from there. And you're right, 5 years later, 6 years later, here we are saying, are we going to choose between the golf, boating, yacht club, or is it going to be the ski destination where they're going to have the 2029 Asian Games, or is it, yeah, exactly.
Or the wellness or the desert, activity thing, or the, it's pretty, good on you, Saudi. Way to keep doing the work, moving forward. Awesome.